Thank you for joining me. This is the Finally Be podcast. Your struggle is not what makes you stronger.
You believe that the things that we go through and the hardships and the pains and the hurts is helping us to accelerate in our life. That's the time when people will be there for you when you're going through the initial going through. The loss when you first start hurting and are in pain, when you first ask for help, when you first start doing those things to acknowledge what it is that you're struggling with. That time where it's like, what happened? And everybody is there. They're there to encourage you, and they're there for you to make sure that you're okay. And then life starts doing what it does. And then the suffering starts. The suffering is when you begin to relive and react and revisit the emotional pain. You revisit what it was to experience that thing. You smell it, you feel it, it moves through your body, it pops up in your vision, your mind. You notice in your reactions, you find it in the statement someone makes, or a behavior, or even a gesture. Even if it's something other people think, well, really, that's not trauma. Your what happened. And for you, it's real because of the attachment you had to it. And during those times, you really start to want something different. And then you start hearing those statements from those who are encouraging you, who are there for you, saying, because you went through that, you're going to be stronger for it. I had a friend who I was speaking to the other day that kind of made me start to think about this, and they were and are going through something. They are looking for people to encourage them and be there for them. And the one thing that they're not recognizing is that they're suffering. The reason why the encouragement stopped working, the reason why the things that they were trying to do have stopped working is because they're still suffering. They're still reliving. They're still in that survival state of being. Just like you, I have things I need to overcome. I have things that I know is there for me to outgrow.
What happened to me was important too. And it's what stopped me from getting here sooner.
At some point, I had to take responsibility in a role I played in my own suffering. And I had to own the truth of not trusting. That thing that most people don't know is that strength comes in when you recognize that you were already strong enough. When you recognize your wholeness in the midst of that thing that you're going through, when you allow yourself to pause and disrupt some things within yourself, to stop reliving it, to stop revisiting it, and stop saying that this is who I am because this is what happened to me.
A lot of us know that when you are building muscle, we associate the exercise, we're exercising to build that muscle up, build the muscle up, to build the muscle up, right? We exercise, we eat better, we eat healthier, we do all the things that then, afterwards, let's just be real. The next day or the next few hours, our body is done, right? We done broke down everything in our bodies. Because when you're working out, what is happening, you're breaking down those muscles in order for it to build back up. And in the rest is where the buildup happens. But what we don't think about is that the muscle was already there, right? The muscle was already there. And the disruption to that muscle allowed you to see what that muscle was capable of. But the muscle was already there. And you can build it up. But the muscle, all the things that you needed to be what it is, to be healthier, was already inside of you. And then you had to disrupt something. You had to notice something. You had to pay attention to something. You had to work out something in order for you to see what your body was capable of. That painful thing, that painful situation, the disruption was necessary to disrupt your patterns and disrupt how you were thinking, to disrupt the thing that was telling you over and over and over that your life couldn't be different. It was in the disruption.
When you begin to recognize that you were never broken, when you begin to recognize that you were never a person that needed to be fixed, that this is all a part of your experience. This is the layers of who you are. That one thing is that your healing was already in your wholeness. For me, I woke up from that place of feeling depressed and suppressed and not myself. I woke up whole, worthy, and ready to receive more in my life and more from myself. Take the time to pause and to recognize that you're whole, that your healing was already in your wholeness. And it just takes you being more aware of those gentle reminders of exactly your natural way of being for you to begin to redesign what it is for you to live a life that you really want to live. If you want to know more about being whole, then go ahead and contact me at www.finallybe.com. You'll get so much information about what's coming up next. I love connecting to people. If you are not a subscriber yet to the Finally Be podcast, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, whatever it is that you do. If you're seeing this on YouTube, connect with me because I love it. I love the conversations. I love talking to people and helping them and doing the things that I know I'm here to do. This is the Finally Be podcast. Let's start creating a life that we really want to live.